Hey, I want to talk about being an honor today and how problems can be solved. If you act quickly, you'll be forgiven. Now, I used to tell my nephew things, and one day the police showed up looking for my nephew. Now, my nephew never been in trouble, always had a job, always went to school, dressed nice, just had a lot of respect. Well, police show up and say that he didn't pay for gas at the gas station and he drove away and someone got his tag number. Well, right away and it was in the next city, right away I tell the police officer, hey, there's some kind of mistake, because I can tell you right now that he would never do that in a million years, not knowingly. And I don't know what the problem is, but I know something's up. Something happened, something that's not right. So they just said come down to the police station at the next police department, Ontario Police Department, wanted to speak with him. So hour or so later he shows up and I said, man, where have you been? Where did you go? And he tells me he goes right past where they said he went. And I said, well, you know, when you stop to get gas, you didn't pay the gas. It was $12. And he said, well, I didn't buy the gas. He said one of the people that he was taking over to the next city, one of his friends, one of his little buddies, went in and got something to drink, came back outside and acted like he paid the bill, and he didn't pay the gas bill, and they drove away. And I knew it was going to be something like that. Matter of fact, they pulled right into the next gas station. One of the kids had to get out and go in there to go to the bathroom or something. And then people from the gas station just went across the street almost and got his tag number, which was my mom's car. And so he's like, what do we do? He's like, I can't go to jail, I didn't do anything wrong. And I said, well, let's just go over there right now, and I'm going to explain to you that if you get a problem or you have an issue and you get a bill or someone comes looking for you or something like this happens, you can get excused and they will waive it if you go affix it immediately within the 3 days or within the soonest amount of time possible. And he's shaking the whole way. He's so nervous that he was like, I can't believe I'm going to jail, and I'm like, look, you're not going to jail. Let's just go do it. I said, I know that you're telling the truth and that this is going to be proof, and I want you to understand. And I used to teach them stuff all growing up, the whole time growing up. I used to tell them things, and now they listen and they use those things in their life. So we go over there and we go in the gas station that he drove away from was on the way to the police department. Now, we're only talking 3 hours time. So we go in and he pays the people and apologizes and tells him that he thought his buddy paid for the gas. Now, his buddy did tell him that he paid for everything and everything was good to go, but he didn't pay the gas. So then after we go in there, of course, he's very embarrassed and he's apologetic and everything, and we drive on about another 4 blocks to the police department, and we tell them we're there to speak to the officer about the drive off. And the officer came out, and as soon as the officer came out that side door of the office, the first thing he said is, I know this was an accident. I know this was a mistake, and it was an honest mistake. The very first thing out of the officer's mouth, who didn't even get a chance to say anything. They stood up and faced each other and looked each other right in the eye, and he said he knew that he didn't do anything wrong, but something happened out of the ordinary for him to drive off. And he told him exactly what happened, that he assumed his friend paid it because he said he was going to pay it. That's why his friend went in the store, but his friend came out with a drink. He saw him at the counter, all that type of stuff, and that it was a complete accident. And the officer said, you're good to go, just pay attention more, and that he knew that he had been there to pay the bill before we got there. So in the side of 5 minutes going from the gas station to the police department, they called and said he came back in and paid. So they excused him, and he got right out of it because it was an honest mistake. So if you got something going on, you have to understand, take care of it immediately. If you have a problem today, fix it today if all possible. If not, get up tomorrow and fix it immediately and make it a priority. Don't get it in the mail, lay it down on the table, or just scoff at it. because it'll come back to haunt you, and it'll cost you more and more and more and more and more, you know, as time goes by. So please heed the advice. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you soon. Have a nice day.